Mine and Nadine's CSG story and partnership actually began in January of 2017 in the billiards room of the Michigan Union on the second floor. It's a special place for us. It's where we met for 20 minutes in private and decided to run together.
I remember when Anushka had asked me to be her vice president, I immediately said yes. Because we were so used to people saying that two women, let alone two women of color, could never win together, it was an immediate yes for me because I knew that we could. I knew that I respected Anushka, I knew that I looked up to her, I knew that everyone on the campus also looked up to her, and it made sense to me to want to serve with her.
As we started the fall 2017 semester last year, everyone was moving back to campus. Nadine and I were talking a lot about how to balance the responsibilities of our platform and what we campaigned on doing, such as bringing Wi-Fi to the diag, such as amending the Statement of Student Rights and Responsibilities, bringing free menstrual hygiene products to students, incorporating Medicaid acceptance at University Health Services, whatever it was that we campaigned on, which were initiatives and advocacy-driven projects. How did we balance that with the hatred that was rocking our campus at the time and required our attention?
A large part of the fall was working on legitimizing the work of the previous year and expanding the university council so there was representation from every college government. This past fall, we worked on a project to support Middle Eastern and North African students by passing legislation in 16 different college governments that advocated for the Middle Eastern North African checkbox on all official university forms. Those 16 resolutions were used by the MENA community and advocacy at the regent and administrative level. Another big thing that we launched in the fall was the Big Ten Vote Challenge. We started with working on social media to get students informed on what the challenge was. CSG is one of the sponsors, and we put out a video that reached almost 16,000 people. And we hope that in the year to come, the Big Ten Vote Challenge will continue to be a priority. Finally, our assembly really made it a priority this year to talk about financial accessibility. Some of the resolutions that were aimed at equity and financial accessibility on campus were the resolutions regarding the expansion of the clothes closet at the Career Center, as well as the calculator exchange program that we're working with LSA Student Government to integrate at the Fishbowl and at the Ugly.
The biggest priority for Nadine and I this year was ensuring that the work that we did prioritized what students needed from us in the moment. The last year or so has been particularly intense for certain communities on campus. The work that Nadine and I have tried to do this year to be allies to communities by passing resolutions in the University Council and in CSG Assembly to support the addition of the MENA checkbox to documents, by passing a resolution in support of La Casa's demands for improving the Latinx experience on campus, by amending the Statement of Student Rights and Responsibilities to ensure that our governing document addresses the bias incidents that are regularly executed on campus against students of color, but particularly Black students. That if a student is found to have committed a bias incident against another person in this community, they can be assessed for both the act of misconduct as well as the motivation of their bias. And this is mirrored after federal hate crime statutes. Nadine and I learned the hard way that the most important aspect of our roles is to make sure that students know about the work that we do. To simply do the work is not enough. And we undertook various projects and creative marketing techniques to reach students in a better way. For example, we held Illuminations, and Innovate Illuminations was the culture performance that happened in the fall semester with various performance groups from across campus and across the world, really. And we also held Innovate, which was the public service pitch competition, the very first one the university's ever had, where CSG gave out money to various student organizations and individuals who had incredible projects that have the chance to better public service. And in the fall, we hosted the very first CSG Diag Assembly, where we rented space on the Diag and had our weekly public assembly meeting on the Diag, because I believe that bringing CSG to the people is the best way to ensure that people know what we do in their interests.
An important component of this past winter semester was bringing back some of the CSG town halls, which featured a town hall on underrepresentation in STEM and a town hall on campus affordability.
The story of our administration is one of elevating marginalized voices and responding to what students needed in difficult moments. And we hope that we've lived up to the honor that you gave us by electing us as your president and vice president.